of settlement and elevation. And the month of February is our month of signs and wonders. What a good combination. Prayer activates greatness. Living without praying is living without existence. You cannot function optimally when you are absent in the spirit and you're always alive in the flesh. Prayer is a divine communication. Prayer is an interaction between you and your God. Prayer is a better way of expressing your love and trust towards God. Prayer is a conversation. Prayer is a report of events. Prayer is an appeal. Prayer is a display of loyalty. If you joke with prayer, you joke with life. You must not be strong in prayers when you are in the public. What I mean, the public in the church. Prayer must be so special that it must be a lifestyle of every true believer. You must consciously seek for a life of prayer, because in the subject of prayer there is no time given. Rather, we are all taught and encouraged to pray without ceasing. Who need to pray? You. Who need to pray? I. Is a big man exempted from praying? No. Is a poor man needed to pray? No. What time do you need to pray? Always. Do I need to pray when I'm in problem? Pray to prevent problem first. A wise man can do everything humanly possible to prevent himself not to be in pain that will require him to cry for help. That is why an English adage said, a stitch in time saves nine. If you understand the power of prayers, you will not be a victim of manipulations. Before the enemy will arrive, you're already there. You have taken off charge. You have blocked the door. You have stopped the satanic order and satanic plan. He's maneuvering. You stop it because you have already activated in the spirit. It bothers my heart when we are too lousy. It bothers my heart when we are not moved. It bothers my heart when we only wait for problem to come. When the problem comes, not many escape. When problem comes, not many survive it. But if you want to survive danger, be ahead of danger. Stop the nonsense before the nonsense will come. Lift up your hand. Every spiritual weakness in the name of Jesus is banished forever. A family that prays overcomes satanic attack. Though the enemy will rise like a flood, but the Spirit of the living God will lift up a standard. You don't joke with the place of prayers. The place of prayer is the place of power. In Matthew 26, verse 42 to 44, prayer is engine house of a believer. Once more Jesus went. Go back to King James, please. He went away again the second time and prayed, saying, "Oh my Father, if this cup may not pass away from me, except I drink it, thy will be done." And he came and found them asleep again, for their eyes were heavy. 44. He found them asleep because their eyes were very heavy. Beloved, hear this. No believer function optimally without a praying altar, burning of incense, What I mean by burning of incense is not literal incense we see. Incense simply means prayers, prayers, prayers. Jesus saw a situation ahead of him he cannot contend with. He took few of his disciples and they went, and Jesus left them and said, be interceding on my behalf here where I go down to pray. Jesus went and began to commune with his Father. Father, can this cup pass over? That is why I tell you at the early stage that prayer is a discussion, is an interaction. Can this cup pass away? Consider me. Jesus voiced out. That's why I also tell you, it's a sign of loyalty. Father, you know, my spirit is willing to do this thing, but my flesh is weak. Please remove this cup. And at the later time, he now came and said, that is why it is called discussion. Most time prayer is not yeah. When you pray detailed prayer, it's like talking with somebody. Oh, my Father, I ask that you take the cup away from me. Lord, is there no other way you can? You are discussing. You are discussing. Now, to tell you it's a discussion, Jesus now turned and said, if it is written that without me taking this cup, that things will not go well, let thy will be done. That was a discussion. He now returned back and see his disciples. All of them were asleep. He waked them up. Their eyes were still heavy. What? He went back again. Lord, if it is thy will, strengthen me in this journey. Cause me to go through it. Did you know it was after the discussion that he walked out boldly? And that was when Judas came and kissed him. He smiled. Judas, you betray me with a kiss? I said to Jesus, whatever you want to do, do it very quickly. I said, do it very, very quickly now. It was at the moment Jesus was slapped. Why? He did not do anything. Peter didn't know what he has already discussed with the Father. He took out knife, removed the ear. Jesus looked at him and said, don't do that. If you were awake, if you were spiritually active, I've already settled this matter with my Father. Stop fighting for me. He bent down and picked the ear, fixed it back. Without any surgery, the ear fixed back. Yet the people did not change their mind. Jesus did not regret. He went through all he went through, but because before these things happened, there had been a conclusion through prayers. How do you live a life, no prayers? You are planning for traditional marriage. You are busy running up and down. I ask people, what do you really run around for? You're busy running up and down. You look for tailor. They test you the first one. He says, lose it. They test the second one. Your shoulder, is it increasing on daily basis? They measure you today. Tomorrow, your shoulder have increased or decreased. It's too big. Lose it. They lose it again. What are you doing? I'm running around. There is no day set aside to seek the face of God. That's why some people get mad on the day of their traditional marriage. Some people finish traditional marriage on their way going accident. Some people finish traditional marriage, they cannot give birth. Because the day they ought to plan, prepare, get themselves settled, they were busy doing the things that can be done in your leisure. They never had the time to seek God. They never had the time to intercede. They never had the time to ask God about the movement. Prayer is a powerhouse of every true believer. And if there are things people hate, what people hate most is prayer time. They hate it. They don't like it. They don't want to associate with it. Prayer is like a poison to so many. Prayer brings so